Can anger make the world a better place? We usually think of anger as a destructive force, but if you can harness it, you can turn it into a constructive force for good, as Harvey Milk discovered both in real life and in the movie Milk. Here's how the movie opens, with real-life images of what life was like for gays in the 1950s and 60s, when you could be arrested simply for being a queer person. Back then, there was virtually nothing you could do to fight back, and if you tried to resist, you'd be crushed. That started to change in the late 60s with events like Stonewall, which hopefully someone will make a movie about someday, and into the 70s with marches and public displays of gay power. That was a time when the anger about injustice boiled over, and while there was some social progress, for example openly queer characters on TV for the first time, there wasn't a lot of successful political progress. There were almost no out LGBT politicians or even allies listening to queers within politics. We had gay power, we just weren't sure what we could do with it. Harvey Milk was among the first and most successful leaders who figured out how to harness that power, and how to use it to improve people's lives. And the tactics he used are tactics that we still use today. Even before he was a politician, you didn't want to piss him off.
If you open those doors, the Merchants Association of the police pull your license.
Excuse me?
Harvey knew how to organize, and people soon learned that they wanted him on their side.
Mr. McConnelly, I just came by to see how business is doing.
Just fine, Harvey.
You don't mind having all these homosexuals in here?
But after spending decades of his life in the closet, it was when he saw his people being harassed and mistreated that the mayor of Castro Street, as he was known, got political. Like a lot of queers in the 1970s, he was angry about injustice.
I know you're angry! I'm angry!
And on its own, that anger could be dangerous or harmful. Without an outlet, it was destructive. What Harvey did, the reason we remember him today, is because he was able to turn that destructive anger into productive action. After Anita Bryant killed LGBT protections in Florida, he turned anger into action.
Let's march the streets of San Francisco and share our anger!
When they came for queers around the country, he turned anger into action.
My name is Harvey Milk, and I'm here to recruit you.
When John Briggs went after gay teachers in schools, he turned anger into action.
Once and for all, let's break down the myths and destroy the lies and distortion.
That action took a lot of different forms. Sometimes it was a rally, sometimes it was education, sometimes it was passing a bill. But whatever it was successful, at least in part, because people first got angry, and because Harvey then focused that anger into a force for change. And Harvey's lesson, that you can turn destructive anger into constructive change, was proven correct once again, just 1 week after this movie came out. There was so much anger after Prop 8 passed. A lot of it was unfocused and dangerous and destructive, but then the anger started turning into action. Sometimes it was big, like a march, and sometimes it was something smaller, like being out in public. And of course, there was the long, slow work of politics and lawsuits. All of those things work together to change the country. And obviously, that work's still not done. There's lots of injustice to fight. There's lots to get angry about. But we learned decades ago what to do when we're angry. Get mad, make noise, make your anger heard, and then honor Harvey's legacy by turning that anger into action to create change. Screenwriter Dustin Lance Black spent years researching Harvey Milk, and after this film came out, he became an activist for marriage on the Prop 8 case. I spoke to Lance this week on Defining Marriage, my podcast about the people who fought for the freedom to marry, and we talked all about what it was like to win an Oscar for Milk, why the fight for marriage mattered so much to him, and why he just got engaged to his partner Tom Daly. You can listen to our conversation on the podcast at definingmarriage.com. Thanks for watching. You can leave a comment on this video or tweet at me at Matt Baum. You can subscribe for more videos and check out my podcast, The Sewers of Paris, for revealing stories about the entertainment that changed the lives of gay men. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm running for mayor of Sesame Street. What have you done for me lately?